This 1950s wool felt skirt was part of the fall haul I got at my local thrift store during the Halloween season. It looked overall pretty kind of dingy and dirty, and then it had some pretty significant kind of more dark brown stains on it. And I was wondering, is it possible to wash this wool felt? I've never done anything like this before. I Googled and did not find any videos or anything on it. So here we go. You're going to do this here with me. I, for the first time, used this Heritage Park silk and wool wash. It was recommended to me by a few followers, and I've not taken the plunge because it's pretty expensive, but I thought I'm going to give it a try on this. So I started off with the dressing, trying to do the worst spots using a combination of Dawn vinegar, water, and the Heritage Park silk and wool wash, and kind of just took a white cloth and did some dabbing, and then I did some pouncing with a brush that I had and just kind of worked on the worst areas first. So then now I'm going to do a full soak, and then I'm kind of curious if the red in the felt on the little leaves there, if that's going to bleed. So I use these color grabbers, just as a kind of safety precaution, because it's possible that they're going to bleed. So in she goes. I'm using my handy dandy mesh rack that kind of helps support it, because of course it gets heavy when it's wet. And look at that water. Wow. So give it a good rinse, and then you have to get as much water out as possible. And then I let it air dry. I put the color catchers on just to kind of as a precaution. Now it's dry, and here it's like all that dirty just kind of wicked down to the bottom as it was drying. Look at that. That was after a cleaning. So decided to do another round. And it only calls for about a half capful. And the directions say to only do a 10-minute soak. Wools, you don't want to soak for too long. So I did a 10-minute soak. More yellow water. So now I'm beginning to think, what is this nicotine? It didn't smell like cigarette smoke, but this stuff, whatever it is so just very tenacious. So got to squeeze it out again, do another towel roll to get as much out as you can, and because it definitely wants to absorb the water. So I dried it again, put a fan on it to kind of speed things up. So round number 2, it's still round. So I'm going to go back to Eucalan, which I have used in the past. Look at that. There's still even more yellow coming out. I mean, this thing must have been so, look at that, so dirty. So rinse it again. But after this, I'm realizing, or after this round, you'll see here in a minute that some of the fibers kind of look like they're starting to come out. So I'm calling it after this. Even if it doesn't turn out, I'm just saying it's good enough. So here's the next day after it's dry, and sure enough, there's still brown that is just kind of working its way out. But despite everything me and this girl went through, and it being a not very satisfying cleaning, I still think she's cute, and there's a home for her somewhere, and I'm hoping somebody else thinks so too. And I did learn some things, so thanks for being here with me. Appreciate it.